It was against the backdrop of mounting international pressure not to refuel the vessel that it motored into the Strait of Gibraltar this lunchtime. It motored via waters to the south of Europa Point, and we know that it moved and settled a little more than 10 nautical miles out from here, out from Eastern Beach, due east. Gibraltar claims 3 nautical miles of territorial waters, but it was even further than the 10 nautical mile line, the delineation, and that means that it was in international waters very clearly. We've been speaking to the government all day to see if they were going to comment on the matter. Everybody's been following it, of course, because it has interest in Spain, in the UK. It's an international story. So there is nothing in Gibraltar law which would disallow the ship from calling in Gibraltar and from receiving services from Gibraltar-based companies. Unlike Russian vessels, which you might recall were sanctioned, and therefore there was a law in Gibraltar, there was a law in the UK Parliament as well, replicated in Gibraltar, which meant that there was a legal basis on which Gibraltar could take action in the jurisdiction against the Russian vessels. There's no such legal basis for the Gibraltar government in this scenario, but there is mounting pressure socially. We reported last night on the letter from MPs from the UK and among the international coalition of organisations asking the Gibraltar authorities not to provide services to this vessel is the Gibraltar for Palestine group, which is part of that network of organisations organising under the banner No Harbour for Genocide. Now, spokesperson Rama Safwan said that Gibraltar for Palestine is committed to raising awareness of the injustices happening in Palestine, including what they feel is the Gibraltar government's complicity and staunch support for Israel. In May, Gibraltar, of course, saw 2 simultaneous demonstrations along Main Street, starting from casemates. One of them expressed solidarity with Palestine and another with Israel under the banner Bring Them Home Gibraltar. So the question on everybody's mind today is, will Gibraltar provide the overseas Santorini with services, in particular with fuel? Because it is carrying aviation fuel for the Israeli Air Force, according to international media reports. But the ship itself needs fuel to motor over to Israel and is seeking to refuel. And we haven't had confirmation. That's the reality. The Gibraltar government has not commented on the matter. And although we've heard chatter, GBC understands basically that the Santorini has approached Gibraltar-based businesses to provide services, including bunkering, but also perhaps tugboats, crew change, supplies, the sort of thing that Gibraltar Port and companies operating from the Gibraltar Port offers. No confirmation as yet that those services are going to be provided. People are speculating whether that will now happen in the cover of darkness overnight. We're not sure, but as soon as there's a substantive update, as soon as we get any information confirmed, we will make sure that you hear about it on GBC, on Radio Gibraltar, and on our social media channels.